Peace, y'all. Ashe. All that good stuff. Hope y'all having a good day. Hope y'all working on yourselves. For me, trying to prosper, trying to master self. Feel me? Being a good person, giving other people good energy. You feel me? Um, being a gift of God. Um, but you know, today I think we're gonna do. I believe this is part four of basic science. Feel me? We gotta just go in a little bit more for me, break down just basic things that's common knowledge within the scientific community. You feel me? But to our brothers and sisters and most of the planet, a lot of these things are a lot of these topics are otherworldly and fascinating to ignorant people. You know what I'm saying? And I want to go deeper. You know what I'm saying? It's not even my expertise. Like my expertise really is and like real high up in the universe. Feel me? Like that's where I dibble and dabble with the information. Feel me? I deal with the highest order of information in the Akashic records. Um, my fault. But yeah, I deal with the highest order of information in the Akashic records because I was granted access because of my heart is in the right place. So I was given access to the Akashic records. Um, So it's like I want to go deeper, you know what I'm saying? I want to go deeper and deeper, but before I could even grasp that level of information, you know what I'm saying? You have to have a basic level of information to even be able to understand anything higher than basic science. You feel me? So we're just gonna start with basic science. You feel me? We're just gonna start right there. So today we're gonna talk about the pineal gland. You feel me? The pineal gland is probably, arguably, the most important part of your body. Definitely the most important gland in your body. But the pineal gland, like I told you before, I believe it was the last video I did with my father, that your pineal gland is your first eye. It's your first eye. Feel me? You got three eyes, but your pineal gland is the main eye. You feel what I'm saying? That's the main eye. But most of us don't have a functioning pineal gland the way that we're supposed to. You see what I'm saying? Your pineal gland is used for multiple reasons, right? Now, it's only controlled. Now your pineal gland only controls your circadian rhythm, right? If you don't know what that means, it means the circadian rhythm is basically just your sleep schedule. You know what I'm saying? You waking up and going to sleep. What time you wake up and go to sleep, and that's governed by your pineal gland, right? A lot of y'all don't even know this, right? So remember, I told y'all before that light from the sun is what governs all physical reality, right? So when you wake up in the morning, before you wake up, when the sun come up, what happens is, right, the light touches your um retinal tissue because the light goes to your eyelids. You see what I'm saying? And it's picked up by the retinal tissue. The optic nerve sends that signal to the pineal gland. The pineal gland then starts to make serotonin. Right? Serotonin is what wakes you up in the morning. So you wake up, right? Get your day started and all that. Feel me? And then when you're ready to go to sleep at nighttime, your pineal gland starts to produce melatonin. This is what makes you go to sleep, right? And most of y'all, right, have taken a pill form or a liquid form of that same melatonin, right? But that's a synthetic form that was made in a laboratory. You see what I'm saying? Um, the real melatonin, when you're getting ready to go to sleep, this is what your pineal gland generates to put you to sleep. right? It lowers the level of serotonin and highes the level of melatonin. But what people don't understand or know, right, is that your pineal gland also produces DMT, right? Your gut and your pineal gland is the main producers for DMT because that is where most of the neurons are at. You know what I'm saying? In your gut and in your brain. But your pineal gland can do so much more than just control your circadian rhythm if you actually knew what it was used for, right? All throughout ancient cultures, the pineal gland was revered. The pineal gland was known about, you know, um, for thousands of years. They've known about this eye in the middle of your brain in all cultures, right? Um, in the Greek culture, the Greeks, I believe, they said that the pineal gland was the gateway to the realms of thought. The Buddhists, they they recognized it as a symbol of spiritual awakening. The Hindus call it the third eye chakra, the seed of intuition and clairvoyance. Right? Jesus said that if your eye is clear, then your body will be full of light. So all throughout any culture or esoteric teachings, right, the pineal gland is spoken about. The pineal gland is said to be the same thing. Every culture has agreed upon that the pineal gland is the center of the same thing, which is spiritual enlightenment or awakening. So your pineal gland is the gateway, is the way that you access the rest of the light spectrum that you can't see. Because like I said, you only can see less than 1% of the entire light spectrum. That's a fact. You can look it up, like I said before. Excuse me, family. That was crazy. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm gassy. But yeah, so the pineal gland, if you understood what it truly was and what it did, this is what gives you access to the spiritual realms or the otherworldly paradigms of existence, right? Because like I said, you only see less than 1% of the light spectrum. So everything that's going on around you, you're oblivious to the reality that you live in, right? You're condensed and you're imprisoned to this small fraction of reality, right? That we call the third dimension. And the third dimension, or the part of the third dimension that we're in, is a light prism, and we're trapped within the first 99 90 point no 0.99% of out of 100% of the entire light spectrum. So we're trapped in less than 1% of the light spectrum, and this is what we're uh, forced to experience, right? When you agree to come into the physical body in this physical world. Now, your pineal gland is supposed to be your navigator, right? Like that. That's like your OnStar in the physical world. And to understand that the pineal gland is it's like basically like a portal. You know what I'm saying? It's like basically a portal. Um, all of your glands are portals and highways. Like your whole glandular highway, all of your glands are portals. Your glands are what manifest your feelings and thoughts into physical reality. You see what I'm saying? They are every feeling you feel, every thought you think, every emotion you feel, has a chemical reaction in your body. You see what I'm saying? Every feeling you feel has a chemical reaction in your body. And your glands are what produce these chemicals to give you certain feelings, right? Because the your consciousness is governed by your thought, right? So whatever you're thinking, right, these things have to come from somewhere. You see what I'm saying? So your thought manifests through physical reality through your glands. Um, and your pineal gland being the most important gland out of all of your glands, right? If you don't know what DMT is, DMT um, is commonly known as a psychedelic substance that will take you to, you know, a psychedelic world. But what most of y'all don't know about DMT is that DMT is indigenous to nature. DMT is found in plants, right? It's found in all type of animals like toads. You see what I'm saying? But not only is it found in nature, it's found in the human body. It's produced in your gut, you know. It's produced in your brain by your pineal gland. What most people don't understand or know is that DMT, if you combine serotonin and you combine melatonin together, this is what makes DMT. Right? This is a proven. This is a proven fact. If you look at the molecular structure and the chemical structure of melatonin and you compare it to DMT, they look almost identical. You see what I'm saying? They look almost identical. And then the serotonin, when you combine those together, this is what creates the DMT. Now, DMT is called the spirit molecule or the God particle. You see what I'm saying? Because when you're born, the only time that DMT floods your entire glandular highway and your bloodstream is when you're first born. Like when as soon as you come out the womb, your body is flooded with DMT. As soon as you come out the womb, like as soon as your eyes hit that light, right, and your head pops out of that hole, your body flooded with DMT. And then right before you die, your body's flooded with DMT again. So when people say that they have these near death experiences and they go to the afterlife and they meet their family members and all that shit, is because of the DMT. The DMT floods your body every time you're about to have a near death experience. You see what I'm saying? So, but DMT can be produced by you consciously. You see what I'm saying? But through meditation, you just don't know how to do it. But this DMT is what's responsible for connecting you to the spirit world. This is the spirit molecule. So because the molecule itself is like it's like a portal. Like that's not like the best way that I can explain it, because the molecule is a combination when produced within the human body. It's a combination of two other chemicals. The combination of these two chemicals creates a new particle or a new molecular chemical that has a whole new function. See what I'm saying? So when it becomes a new function, the function for DMT is to connect you to the spirit world. That's the function for DMT. So that's like it's literally like a portal, like a mini portal. Um, there's kind of a little bit of a bad analogy, but that's like the best way to kind of like explain it. Like when it comes to like that's like the best way to put it and to use human words. You know what I'm saying? To put it in a way where it could be overstood. You feel me? But the pineal gland, it has a bunch of the pineal gland is fascinating, bro. Like when you actually get to understand what it is and what it has on it, right? Like I told y'all before, the pineal gland has its own retinal tissue, right? It has its own. It can see. just like you do. I mean, just like these two eyes do. Your pineal gland has the same wiring to your visual cortex as your first two eyes do, right? The same wiring to your visual cortex, and it has something called pinealocytes. Pinealocytes is basically the same thing as rods and cones in your eyes. The rods and cones, I was talking about that in the last video. The rods and cones is what picks up the light and allows you to see. The rods and cones send the information to your optic nerves, and your optic nerves carries the information to your pineal gland and your visual cortex. You see what I'm saying? So going back to what I said, you literally have a third eye, but this third eye is your first eye. This is the eye that you're supposed to use, right? This is why you're trapped in physical reality. This is why you can't see. You feel what I'm saying? This is why you have no recollection of what you were doing before this lifetime, and you have no connection to the cosmos, because the pineal gland is what connects you to the creator. You see what I'm saying? The pineal gland, what is also known to be the seat of the soul. You see what I'm saying? Is the pineal gland is the kingdom of heaven. You feel me? So most of us have calcified pineal glands. Like basically all of us, we all have calcified pineal glands. We all can't see, right? We all have a pineal gland that is not functioning to its full capacity. You feel what I'm saying? Because of the food we eat, the shit we listen to. You know what I'm saying? The hypersexuality, porn, sex addiction. You know what I'm saying? This is what calcifies your pineal gland. And the number one calcifier for the pineal gland is fluoride. The fluoride in the water and the toothpaste, right? The fluoride is what calcifies your pineal gland, right? And when it becomes calcified, it hardens up like a rock, and the energy flow through the pineal gland, it ceases, right? Once it becomes hard like this, it hardens up. The essence, the divine essence of it leaves, right? Because the pineal gland doesn't like Dr. Delbert Blair said in the video my dad posted earlier. The pineal gland doesn't like artificial shit, right? So the fluoride is poison. That shit is poison. You see what I'm saying? So when it gets to your pineal gland, in order to protect itself from any further harm, it hardens up. You see what I'm saying? It hardens up, and you no longer are able to use it. Besides from what it is meant for, or besides what we think that is meant for, which is the circadian rhythm, waking you up and putting you to sleep. But the pineal gland is so much more. You feel me? Like I don't even want to go too deep, because it's like there's so much information on the pineal gland. I'm gonna just go a little bit more, and then I'm gonna stop it. But um, most people talk about crystals and about how crystals are like demonic and it's bullshit. Feel me? But what a lot of y'all don't know is that inside your pineal gland you have a small reservoir of water, and this water has piezoelectric crystals in it. Right? These crystals contain every color of the rainbow, and then some, right? And then you have, correct me if I'm wrong, I could be wrong about this, don't hold me to it, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct about this. You have 144 crystals that sit on top of your pineal gland. I know for a fact that that you have crystals that sit on top of your pineal gland, but I don't know if the number is 100% correct. But you could look it up. I'm pretty sure I'm 100% correct. You have 144 dendrites, right? They're called dendrites. They're also piezoelectric crystals, like small microscopic crystals that are inside your pineal gland and that sit on top of your pineal gland. These crystals are what makes the pineal gland a receiver for higher frequencies, right? Because what are crystals? Crystals are technology. Crystals are computing systems. See what I'm saying? Crystals are antenna and transmitters and outputters. You see what I'm saying? So the crystals that are in our pineal gland, these are the crystals that aid in the computing of higher information. You see what I'm saying? This is what helps to compute the information. This is what helps to map out the information that the sun gives you through the light. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, light travels on sound waves and light waves. You see what I'm saying? So the sun, when the sun sends the information through the light waves, these crystals are what help compute the information to help us spit back out the holographic projection that comes from our visual cortex that's produced through our pineal gland and our eyes, right? But if you had a decalcified pineal gland, right, and you were working to strengthen your pineal gland and your spiritual uh, um, presence, then this is when you'll be able to actually see the world for what it truly is. This is when you actually be able to be conscious of the higher realms of existence. This is when the otherworldly, mystical, esoteric shit finally becomes reality, and you could truly see that this is the true way of life. When you become intact with your pineal gland again, this is where your power is. Feel me? And I don't want to go too deep. Feel me? I don't want to go too deep. I don't want to take too much of y'all time. Feel me? But yeah, I just want to give a small little drawing. You feel me? Like I said, we're gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? And we just gonna keep getting better and better at this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my first few times. Putting myself out like this. You know, and is it a little intimidating? Yeah. You know, am I a little nervous? So I be stuttering sometimes. And I be forgetting some words and messing up when it comes to my vocabulary. And yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little intimidated. I'm a little just a little bit scared. I mean, I don't necessarily want to say scared, but definitely nervous. I'm definitely nervous. Um, but not nervous enough to not put the information out. you know. So, because at the end of the day, it ain't about me. It's about the information. It's about helping others. And if I could help others by, doing this and being positive and trying to spread the information so that people could help themselves, then that's what it's all about. It's not about how I look. It's not about how I sound. It's not about how I'm being perceived. It's about the information. So take and leave what you agree with, what resonates and what don't. You know, um, I'm just a vessel, an instrument to help the universe wake up the people on the planet, and make life a better place. So that's all I'm here to do, man. Just bear with me, you know, and eventually we gonna go up with this shit. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, y'all be easy. Feel me? Y'all do y'all. Make sure y'all prosper. Make sure y'all doing what y'all got to do to help yourself. And because helping yourself, you can't help nobody else until you've helped yourself. You know what I'm saying? So help yourself so you can help somebody else. Each one teach one. That's how we grow. I love y'all. I share. Peace and blessings be upon every single person that watches this video. And then some. Peace, y'all. Love y'all.